He's today's version of Nas. He does what he wants to do. He records what he wants to do. He's not really looking for hit records. He does what he wants to do. But during the 90s and early 2000s, we crucified Nas for not giving us the best music. They said, why didn't you give us Illmatic? Why don't you give us It Was Written? Why are you giving us this in-between music? We crucified Nas for that, right? The people crucified Nas. I'm still a Nas fan, but the general public was crucifying him for that.
Production.
So much to the point where they elevated Jay-Z over him, right? So now this guy just comes out of a battle with Drake, right? And this album to me, it's not really like, it's not pushing the envelope. So if it's not pushing the envelope, why are we aren't holding him to the same standards? Why is he being glorified for giving us stuff that's clearly mid?
But you're using the Jay-Z and Nas thing in a way where that was an East Coast thing. The rest of the world stood on the sidelines and just watched. The Nas and Jay-Z thing was an East Coast thing, and musically, when we took it apart, it was New York cats taking it apart. It wasn't the other regions taking it apart. They stood by and they watched. We have a West Coast artist, so it's going to be up to the West Coast artists to West Coast consumers to pick it apart. We're really on the sidelines watching. We're gonna get the records that we like. You know, he's gonna make records that we like, but for the most part, this is the West Coast consumers of the West Coast. They're the ones that have to pick it apart and say, nah, this ain't right, or this is dope.
No, I disagree. And I'm disagreeing because, and I'm gonna disagree with you because it's like he just finished. J. Cole bowed out. Everybody's saying Drake lost. So this has nothing to do with the coast. This has more to do with who wants to be the top guy in hip hop right now.
You want him to make records for you?
No. I want him to make records for him that's going to supersede and secure his legacy and make him the freaking best. Unquestionably, undeniably. That's what I want from him.
It will never be, when it comes to music and subjective, it will never be undeniable. They got people that's saying that Takeover is better than Ether. And some people feel Ether is better than Takeover. That fight still goes on to this day. There are people that saying Illmatic is better than It Was Written. Some and others feel It Was Written is better than Illmatic. And they will fight you to death for that. This music thing is so subjective. And what region and where you're from has some bias to it.